Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy Zach here. I'm going off the cuff here, kind of going rogue. Didn't run this with the other two, my co-hosts Aaron and Hans of the podcast, so this will be a fun little surprise for them. Like hopefully it is for you. Just going off the cuff here. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna call it like episode 1. Don't know if there's gonna be an episode 2, but episode 1 of M. Night Shyam-all-like. A little spin-off almost of M. Night Shyamalan. In this one, I'm going to discuss movies that kind of have like a M. Night Shyamalan-like vibes in some kind of vague way. Really, this is just an excuse. So I just, am I going to keep all the ums? Is it organic or should I edit them out? Normally we try to edit most of those out, but maybe this one has the ums because it's really extra improv. I just watched the new Zach Cregger film, Weapons. I just got out of the theater like an hour ago from that, but I'm going to schedule this episode to go up at 2:17 a.m. because if you know, you know. And I just think that's pretty funny. Basically, this is just like a very thinly veiled excuse for me to talk about a movie that I just watched super recently and is still current and in the zeitgeist. It's my excuse, just a thin little pretext where I can pretend to be a real actual movie podcaster talking about like current movies. Because like we said in the Trap episode, even with Trap, we recorded that like opening weekend when we watched it and then didn't release for a couple months because of life and release schedule. So I'm just going to record this tonight. It is August 8th. I just caught the 4:10. Oh, I don't know if I should say the time. I don't know if I want my work to know that I dipped out a little early. I just caught some kind of afternoon evening screening of the 2025 Zach Cregger film Weapons at the AMC today. And don't have a ton of thoughts. And first of all, if you haven't like watched it yet, which I'm guessing you haven't because it just came out, statistically speaking, you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't watched it yet, like just go watch it. Like that's my main thing. Go in blind. If you somehow like haven't seen a trailer for it at all but are interested, just like don't even look up a trailer. Just the next screening they have, go catch it. It's real fun. I had a great time. Definitely not fighting the Zach's like a weird freak that gets his sick kicks off of strange movies allegations that my two co-hosts have made against me. But yeah, I was just chilling. I was vibing. It was great. So I'm not going to give a plot like beat by beat recap like we typically do because I'm not a narc. You should just go watch it. I'm not going to tell you what happens. Go get in your movie app, theater app of choice and book yourself a ticket and just go. I saw it in IMAX. It's not shot for I think it said at the credits it was like formatted for IMAX, not like shot for IMAX. It didn't have like the higher aspect ratio, but it was still cool to see on the big screen. You notice lots of little fun background details and like you really get to see some of the performances up close. So biggest screen you can, because it's certainly a thrill ride. But yeah, I'm basically just going to come up. This isn't like fully thought out. Like I don't know exactly how it's a Shyamalan-like, but I do need to pretend it's a Shyamalan-like, so I have some excuse to release this in the podcast feed that we have cultivated. Definitely the main thing that I noticed. So there is a recurring element, even if you've seen the trailers or even just like the teaser, you see like the weird way that these kids go like running. It like, I don't think the Happening episode has released yet, but like it kind of has some Happening vibes is going to be the main thing first and foremost. Like of all the Shyamalan films, it's definitely has some Happening vibes. The way people just stand creepy and then just immediately start doing really kind of like unnerving, distressing, dangerous things. Very Happening. Like I do think this was much better than The Happening. I think The Happening was quite fun. I think if you haven't seen The Happening, you should watch The Happening for very different reasons. That you should watch Weapons because Weapons is just a good time. And The Happening was like just like a silly time. But that's the main one. Like, definitely like the way people are possessed, the way like the kind of like the horror manifest here is similar to The Happening. Of course, it is not plants angry at us for ruining the world. I won't tell you what it is. That's for you to learn. And when you learn, it's a fun little doozy. There's so many fun little reveals in this movie. You should go watch Weapons. That's the main point of this. Go watch Weapons. Let me think here. Shyam-all-like. Definitely a little bit of Trap vibes. A little bit of Knock at the Cabin. Definitely a little bit of Knock at the Cabin vibes. I think probably The Happening and Knock at the Cabin are the two with the most vibes. Ooh, actually, maybe there's a weight similar to The Visit. I'm not gonna say how, but maybe it's like The Visit. I'm trying to think about the Shyamalan films. I think that's it's not really Avatar like. It's not really Last After Earth like. Definitely not. And maybe a little split like. Maybe a little split in there. Maybe just a little hint of splits. It doesn't really have the same Shyamalan like fingerprints that we've mentioned a few times, but I think it just has like a little bit of Shyamalan essence. I know the director, Zach Kreger, formerly of White as Kids You Know, has specifically given The Shining by Stephen King a shout out. I didn't watch the full interview. Maybe there's a Shyamalan shout out in there. I'll go watch that now and we'll learn that together. Maybe I'll put that in the show notes in the description if I can find any evidence of him giving M. Night Shyamalan a shout out. But this is just me just making like a wild, just a baseless connection here, that this is kind of Shyamalan. Like, if you like Shyamalan films, I think you'd enjoy this. I think it has similar vibes. If you're just like just a freaking sick and twisted, demented little freak, you know, you'd probably like this. Like, there's some fun, freaky little stuff in there. I just think everyone should go watch this. Not to be that guy. I'm always that guy, but not to be that guy. But it wasn't as scary as I was anticipating from what people are saying and from the trailers. Like, I was never truly terrified. I was just enjoying the vibes, but you know, mileage may vary. Maybe this is the scariest movie you've ever seen. Certainly just a fantastic movie. That's the point of it. Yeah, like I said, just going rogue here, because I don't really think I'll be able to convince either of my co-hosts to watch this and talk about it. Certainly not in like as timely of a manner. I definitely can't convince Hans to watch it. He has said multiple times, every single time a trailer for this trailer comes up, he says, nope, not watching that. So I'm going rogue. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, you should watch Weapons. Anything else? I'll give a shout out to the cast. Performances were very good, like all of them top to bottom. If you only know Alden Ehrenreich for Solo, maybe you saw him in Oppenheimer. I don't know. If you only know him for like Solo or Oppenheimer or something, he's great. He's just a real piece of crap. He's just like a real loser, but like real funny, just kind of sad sack fail son guy. He's great. His character's fantastic. I was enjoying it every time he was on screen. Julia Garner, great job. I never watched Ozark, so I wasn't too familiar with anything she was in until I saw like Fantastic Four a week or two ago and then saw this now. The one thing I will say is like, she plays an elementary school teacher in this movie. Huge elementary school teacher vibes. Like, they absolutely nailed it. You see her on the screen and you're like, yeah, that is an elementary school teacher. Like, if you know, you know. I know a couple elementary school teachers in real life, and like, she just nailed it. Like, I'm like, yeah, she could have like a 5th grade class. That just seems right to me. Josh Brolin, he is the Giga Chad, Giga Dad. Like, he's just great. Amazing, incredible performance of Slight. I don't think this is in the trailer. You know, you should have already turned this off if you worry about spoilers. Like, but his kid is one of the kids that goes missing, so he's looking for answers, and he's not going to stop until he gets some. And he's just a force of nature. It's fantastic. I mean, you know, Josh Brolin. Has he ever given a bad performance? I don't think so. Benedict Wong, very, very very supporting, like very like low key part of the film, but like I think it really does. He's kind of the voice of reason. He kind of holds it together. And actually, when you see a little bit, like a little slice of life, when you see him outside the school, his life, it's kind of goals, kind of like, you know, great vibes, like good life goals, like real solid stand-up dude. Yeah, just all in all, I'm gonna say like shout out to all the performances. Obviously, shout out to director, writer, producer Zach Kreger. As I said before, Joe Murphy, not familiar with his work as the editor, haven't looked him up, like I'm just reading off the names here. He was great, solid editing. Cinematography, Larkin's, let me look at Larkin's page here. Oh, he did the cinematography for Swiss Army Man and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Oh, and Wolves. Hans just talked about that recently in an episode. Yeah, great job. Actually, maybe cinematography is the one area that I would say also has definitely Shyamalan-ish vibes, very Shyam-all-like. Very motivated camera movements, very interesting ways of exploring the same couple interiors and the same couple locations over and over again. Very fun ways of like slowly revealing information. Yeah, definitely I think similar to a lot of the cinematography, like the cinematographers and DPs that Shyamalan has collaborated with. I think he did a great job. Yeah, I think that's about it. Honestly, I think I might just go pop on Barbarian now. I never got around to watching that before, but like definitely got to watch that now. Like, that's an easy one. It was great. If you don't get turned off by horror, definitely watch this. If you're like a horror freak, absolutely 110% watch this. If you like maybe Coopy events, if you don't typically do horror, this one might not actually be as scary as you think. You should give it a try. Like most people, 70% of people should give this a watch. Even though statistically speaking, if you just look at the demographics of this exact podcast, like 33% of people should give it a watch. Those numbers aren't great. But in the general public, I think it evens out more. You should watch it. That's about it. This has been episode 1 of M. Night Shyam-all-like, the Zach solo-hosted spin-off, rogue agents, non-sanctioned, IMF, the government will disavow my actions podcast. Hope this was a fun surprise for all of you, my co-host included. Keep an eye on the feed. This will go live at 2:17 a.m. On August 9th, opening weekend of the movie, 2:17. If you know, you know. Thanks for joining me. Have a great one. Bye.